In a few short months prior to October 2005, a group of concerned Guyanese began networking, committed to transforming the talk that has plagued so many Guyanese political discussions, both at home and abroad, into action. At this time, Guyanese were growing more and more despondent with the current political landscape. Migration of all classes of Guyanese continued to be the main export of the day, and it is in this environment that the Alliance for Change emerged as a political movement dedicated to starting the process of change in Guyana. The hopes of the movement were shared by thousands of Guyanese at home and in the diaspora. The expectations that this movement would somehow correct the ills of 40 years of limited development and progress and the entrenched racial divisions plaguing Guyana was overwhelming way back then. In a few short months after its emergence, the Alliance for Change was faced with the challenge of an upcoming national and regional election. Less than 6 months old, the pressure was on and the expectation of the movement euphoric. Should the AFC sit this one out? We were up for the challenge. And so we were thrust into our first political campaign, gaining members and spreading the message all at the same time. At the end of a well-fought political campaign, given the shortage of time and financial resources, this new political movement, less than 12 months old, received the endorsement of close to 30,000 Guyanese that the Alliance for Change would represent them in Parliament. The magnitude of this achievement is often underestimated. Never before has any young political party in the Caribbean in 40 years of post-independence politics achieved such a feat. It cannot be denied that quite naturally, the post-election period was a difficult one, understandably. Drowning with disappointment, the AFC seemed to hibernate, trying hard to find itself, create a structure, and redefine its role in an entrenched two-party system. Members seem to become less active. Non-existent funds seem to make it difficult to reach them. But with support from a few faithfuls at home and in the diaspora, and a few kicks up the butt from members and friends, we set about defining a new role for the Alliance for Change. The AFC continues to be committed to the development of a new political culture, the elimination of racially based politics, which has stilted Guyana's potential development for generations, the elimination of corruption, the development and rebuilding of strong institutions, including the economy, the judiciary, health, education, infrastructure, and the promotion of foreign investment. The AFC is about the promotion of a new political culture, based on the principles of fairness, equality, and good governance in a society now accustomed to corrupt practices at all levels. But limited voluntary human resources on the ground and severely limited financial resources to assist with the implementation of these goals have been a massive challenge for the AFC. Where do we go from here? The political culture of victimization and the fear of publicly speaking out on matters of national importance that go against the government is the one commodity easily available in Guyana at no cost at all. This continues to be visible as the AFC does its work visiting communities across Guyana. Nonetheless, it is clear that much of the Guyanese population have moved from being pleasantly surprised that the AFC is still around to, in recent times, viewing it as a force to be reckoned with. The current challenges plaguing the PNCR recently have given the AFC a unique opportunity to increase its base. This means covering more of the 83,000 square miles, walking, talking, and spreading the word in the bottom houses. There is no shortcut. What have we done? The expectations placed on the shoulders of the AFC have always been nothing short of overwhelming. The perception of what we should be doing far exceeds our current ability to deliver given current resources, and this must be addressed urgently. Nonetheless, in Parliament, although this institution is plagued with limited effectiveness given its structure, the AFC has laid several bills within the last 12 months. Economically, we continue to speak out on the injustices and corruption, holding an average of 2 press conferences every 6 weeks. Last year, we implemented the dynamic Seeds for Change program, which distributed over 30,000 seedlings free of cost to communities facing the effects of flooding. This initiative was well received by the population.
Because of the economic situation right now, the cost of living, and people are advised to be in the agricultural drive. And with this assistance here, it can encourage people to move on in that stream.
And we continue to sponsor several community events.
It was fully sponsored by the AFC, and I would like to say thank you on behalf of Continental Cycle Club to AFC. Can you put your hands together?
We continue to respond vibrantly to several social issues, often stirring up a hornet's nest, but always displaying the true face of the PPPC. Every quarter, we continue to produce 5,000 copies of our newspaper, The Key, which is distributed free of cost and is well received, especially in riverine interior locations. And a monthly newsletter is emailed to members at home and in the diaspora as part of our regular PR material. On local television, we place our half-an-hour discussion program, Alliance on the Move, which is transmitted on CNS Sharma's Channel 12 and NBTV's Channel 9 on the weekend. Airtime excluding VAT charges are provided free to the AFC. And every Sunday in the popular Kaichor News newspaper, we are fortunate to have half a page to spread the word. The benefits of this could be maximized with contributions from the diaspora and elsewhere. The immediate future. It is clear that the AFC must consolidate and expand the support gained in 2006. Statistics show that support came from Region 10, Linden Kukwani, Region 8, Pataro Superuni, including Madia, Region 7, Kayuni Mazaruni, including Bartica, Region 1, Maruka, Port Kaituma, and Mabaruma, Region 4, Georgetown Mahaika, and Georgetown Moblissa. Support also came from the youth, hinterland communities, and ethnically mixed communities. Performances in Region 5, 6, 3, and 9 fell below the national average. The AFC must also build on the support base and focus on key battleground regions like Region 1, which has 2 seats, Region 4, which has 7 seats, and Region 7, 8, and 10, which have 2 seats each. A special approach must be developed for Regions 2, 5, 6, and 3, the traditional stronghold areas of the PPP, and alliances must be developed. There's work to be done. We are all here because we are prepared to travel this long, hard road, putting Guyana first and articulating the establishment of a just and fair society in Guyana that the Alliance for Change will lead. Enough talking. Let's get to work.